Hello, welcome to West Anime Sims. My name is Kelvin, and how are you doing? We are back with Around the World with Sims 2, this time going all the way to Mexico, building an Adobe. I'm really excited how this turns out because I hardly do anything that is related to Latin America architecture, except one time in Brazilian favela. That was like last year, a long time ago. This time I'm going to have a go at making a family home, which is in Adobe style. The layout is fairly simple. Living room, kitchen, and downstairs with upstairs with the bedrooms. So it will be a family of 4 Sims. One thing I point out is to make the kitchen look bigger. I feel like this type of house are into family cooking together, having a lot of space to prepare the food, and also the dining area is actually on the outside rather than inside, so it's like a really cool experience to have dining area which is outdoors. And before I go on and explain more about the Mexican Adobe, I want to highlight a little bit about the news on West Anime Sims. Right now, as of time of recording, my subscriber count is now at 568. Thank you so much guys for supporting this channel. I really very grateful for each and everyone. You keep supporting what I do. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe to have more updates on Retro Sims content. And speaking of which, I don't think we're going to hit 600 by the end of this month, but I do hope we can do it in the middle of February. So do give me a like and support this channel. That would help so much of keeping this channel more exciting and fun. And there are a lot of fun things in store, such as more speed builds like this, and more retro reviews on the old neighborhoods, especially in The Sims 2. I'm planning to do more on Sims 1 and 3. 1 from time to time, 3 after The Sims 2. And yeah, do check it out. So roofing in this, now back to the Mexican Adobe. So roofing will be the standard flat roofing as seen in the pictures. And I do struggle to find a suitable window for this Mexican Adobe. Most Adobes have really small windows. They don't really want a lot of big windows that allow a lot of sunlight in. Maybe it's because Mexico is kind of a hot and dry place. I have these shuttered windows that look pretty okay for this build. For the walls, I keep it very consistent. Only one color, that is a stucco, that clay that is really close to the color of the sand. And the stairs, I try to make it a different color instead of just wooden staircases. I have this green staircase that gives a little bit of a contrast to the top. Most of the floor tiles here will be the earthy colored floor tiles and stone to make the whole house a little bit more rustic. On the upstairs will be a wooden floor all throughout to keep it a more consistent tone for the whole house. So the kitchen will be really large and have a rustic wood and wooden colored to give this a little bit more of a country look, mixed with a little bit of a style that is a little bit more American, but I do think this keeps the consistent colors of earthy orange and yellow tone. So which is interesting because there are two different styles of Mexican interior design. One is the more just plain white with different colors, and another style is more vibrant and colorful. So I try to mix and match a little bit. For the walls and floors will be the early tones. I will give a pop of color here and there for under the furnishing. Moving on to next month, on the month of February, it's going to be continuing more and fun stuff of The Sims 2. I'll be rating Sims 1 Downtown. That'll be fun to see the first community lots in the whole Sims history, how they come about, what are the designs, how good are they. There's a whole lot of fun, and also more speed builds of around the world with The Sims 2. I covered a lot of countries throughout the last year, and currently I have a few countries left I haven't been exploring yet. But if you haven't seen a style of a country that you want to be represented in The Sims 2, please give me a comment and write some references. That would be great if I can pull it off in The Sims 2. Honestly, this style is so much fun to play around and try to fit in the suitable objects in various different styles. So in the kids' bedroom, I have a really soft color palette with really bold furnishings as well. Give this room a little bit more pop. Later on, I'll change the wallpaper color in bright yellow, the furniture match. As for the rest of the build, will be a bit more monochrome, soft, earthy tones with rustic furniture. So yeah, about Mexico. So we don't really have a lot of exposure on Latin American cultures in the first place. Over here, the closest we can think of right now, I think, is Belize, and recently we just had Taco Bell. So I know tacos is not exactly very Mexican in Taco Bell, but that is the closest thing we can think of when it comes to Mexican food. And Spanish language is not very commonplace over here in Malaysia. Actually, I learned a little bit of Spanish back in my college days as an elective. I won't get to practice a lot because hardly anyone speaks Spanish over here. But it's really fun because it's very close to English in some sense. So I can sort of guess some of the words, what do they mean, and the more I practice, the more easier it gets. And yeah, it's a pretty straightforward language, I would say. And no wonder that after years of colonization, people still use Spanish as a lingua franca in a lot of places. And I do appreciate the beauty and the different styles of dialects of Spanish language all over the world. And it's pretty interesting. Some people use the different word for the same object because of regional differences and dialects. So yeah, after a while of furnishing the whole house, I just realized I just stick to the basics in most of the building and put in some really colorful paintings here and there to give a spruce up, to give a little bit of a spice in this house. And I quickly move on to lighting and landscaping. So for landscaping, I keep it more of a desert theme. I actually have a split level staircase going down to a backyard area, so it's pretty nice to give a sense of dynamic depth to the house instead of just one flat ground. A little bit of difference on height and in different floors and different parts of the house. And I keep the houses to have more of a I keep the house to have more like cacti and some dry grass going around the house. Keep it very simple. And I've initially put a fence all around the house. Later on, you shall see I made some structural changes, especially in the roof. Give some of the roof have a mid-level platform to give a little bit more height, and some don't to give a little bit of a dynamic shape of the roofing, and also half walls to replace the usual standard fence to go around the house. And yeah, actually half walls makes much more sense. In the images I looked into, they have really long brick walls. I don't think it's brick or stone or clay walls go around the house that is very consistent with the walls of the actual main house. So yeah, still it is not as the same as the actual Adobe house that you'll see in real life, but this is the Sims. I try to do as much as possible to keep it as accurate as possible or as close to the real thing. This applies to all of the builds that I do for international builds. If you see something, oh, that's not right, that's not correct, believe me, I tried really hard to make it as correct as possible, or you can even suggest how to make it even better. Do leave me a comment. I'm willing to learn how to make houses a little bit more better. I try to learn every day to make things a little bit more different, to give the houses a little bit more depth. I build more houses. And further down the line, you shall see I actually add the ceiling beams across the living room and the kitchen to give the beams, ceiling beams that I saw those pictures of Adobe style houses. And also, I initially have a lattice or pergola sticking out from the front, and then I decided to erase it because it doesn't look really right. So I used the ceiling beams to have sticking out from outside to make it look black. It actually looks way better than the pergola that I tried to use, and the color is much more suitable for and much more cohesive. So I rarely build anything in the desert area world. I think this is like third or fourth time I tried to build something in desert strange town neighborhood. So every time I try to landscape a desert area, I struggle to find suitable plants. Not all plants look correct or right in a desert world, because you can't have pine trees in the middle of strange town. That would be really, really weird. And yeah, I just also realized I made a house a little too small, and I have a lot of empty spaces in this lot. So the fence actually made the whole lot a little bit more smaller than it looks like. And still I have a lot of empty spaces. So if you ever downloaded this house, I put a link down in the description below. You can feel free to expand the house, because I just put a lot of garden patches along the way to make it look nicer. And this really has potential to expand as a house. And yeah. And then in the end, I actually add in more plants in the backyard because it looks a little bit empty, and I actually added potted plants, some trellis, and some pretty green-like house plant that's not really desert related, but it looks pretty good actually to have like a sanctuary of plants that are watered inside the house, whereas more natural wild plants are on the outside to give a slight contrast. I also put in ivy leaves along half walls to make a more in-growth, more rustic look. A little bit more of a little bit more natural looking, so that it won't look too clean. I have a problem with a lot of Sims 2 houses, bare and empty sometimes. So this is a way to make sure it's not too bare and too clean or looking. So it looks more natural, it looks more lived in. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget to check out the community page, because this is where I post up posts which decide which neighborhood I'm going to rate in my retro review. So far, we have done all the base game neighborhoods in The Sims 2. Before the post started, I actually rated the downtown lots. Now, it's time for Sims 2 University gets a turn, and the campus that led the top of the post is La Fiesta Tech. I'm actually surprised La Fiesta Tech got in first, because I assume Sim State University was the most favorite ones, but this is what out of 50 something people has said and voted. And yeah, I will wish more people actually cast their votes. So far, only like below 100 votes I got, but that's okay. The more votes, the merrier. You don't want to let just 50 something people or 60 something people decide what you want to watch in the next few weeks in this channel, right? So do check them out. I also posted up some old links to old videos, especially build videos I have done in the past. So maybe you haven't seen these videos, they never pop up in notifications. This is one of the ways I try to promote my old videos, because I do like my videos, even though they are old, they somehow don't really reflect my previous taste, current taste, but they still look pretty good to me. I'm proud of every work that I've done, even though the ones that are not as good as I thought it would be, but it's a learning process. So I hope you can join me, appreciate things that I have done in the past 2 years, almost 2 years now, in West Anime Sim. Okay, we are reaching to the end of this speed build. What do you think about this Mexican Adobe? Please leave me a comment. And after all the edits off camera and adding more decorations, I will put up the screenshots and the link in download this lot in my socials, which is Instagram and Tumblr. Please give a follow if you to get more updates on the builds and other things in this channel. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe to West Anime Sims for more updates on retro Sims content. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye!